It's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today we have our What's Ahead for February 2021 reading. This is early release on Patreon without ads. And then on the first of the month, I drop this on the channel. This is only my second time doing this whole thing because I'm doing this instead of doing the Nakshatra reads. So this, and of course the soul focus reading, which I'll be doing after this. So, let's see what's going to happen for February 2021. I've got 3 piles here, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll put the picture up. You guys know how this goes, and I'll see you at your piles. All right, pile number 1, what is coming, what is ahead? So right away I can tell that February is going to be quite an internal month for you, and I actually think that the energy of Mercury retrograde, which is happening on January 30th, but of course we have those shadow periods before and after. I feel like the energy of Mercury retrograde is actually doing you a lot of good. A lot of you are very aware of this energy, and I feel like you're kind of keeping to yourself in regards of your communication externally. But like I said, it feels like you are really using this energy to your benefit, and you're having a very strongly internal February. A lot of you guys are making a decision about where you want to move forward, how you want to move forward in your life, and whether or not you need to leave something behind. More specifically, some of you guys are thinking about whether or not you need to leave a relationship that has possibly been really good to you in the past with this 2 of Cups, just something that felt very strong. And even if this wasn't an actual, relationship in the physical, it's like you feel a strong connection with someone. There's a mutual attraction. You guys are different but same. The 2 of Cups is just a really, really powerful connection. But you're really considering this throughout the month of February. And I think it's actually interesting that we don't have the Lovers card here. And that's significant to me actually, because the Lovers card is Gemini energy, and Gemini energy to me is yes and, where you're kind of holding 2 things and you can understand one thing and also do another. But this feels like you need to make a decision, and you need to make a decision to leave something behind, even if it's just on some kind of an energetic plane. But for some of you guys, this is going to be a physical move. This is going to be an actual breakage. And I feel like this retrograde, a lot of times retrograde brings up a lot of emotions. It brings up past memories, and it can bring in past communication. I'm not so much seeing this bring in some kind of past communication, like communication from someone that you've had very strong feelings for, or you were in a relationship with in your past. I'm not so much getting that as like you're having a lot of mental energy. And with this Temperance card coming here, you have your major arcana cards in this central spread here are at this like 4th, 10th house axis thing, which again brings that retrograde motion in for me of past experiences, because that 4th house is the seat of power, and that is our past, our memories, our nurturing, our home life, that kind of thing, which then grows, it's the seat of power, right? Which then grows into this expression. So your outward expression with temperance, I feel like, is tempered, is pulled back, and is very measured. But you guys are using your intuition. This High Priestess card, I feel like you're having a lot of high vibrational thoughts. A lot of you guys are feeling very intuitive in the month of February. And there's something here about being separated from someone. It's considering like self and other in one way. And that's growing into this Temperance card here, which Sagittarius energy as opposed to Gemini energy, right? As we have the Temperance card as opposed to the Lover card, which and we also have Alchemist, which is Sagittarius energy. They're doing the same thing here. The Sagittarius energy as opposed to Gemini needs where Gemini likes diversity, so does Sagittarius. But Sagittarius likes it and that it needs to decide what the highest philosophy is. And that's what you're doing. You're not really, it's not that yes and energy, you know, it's not that you're sitting there swimming in all of this diversity. You're actually trying to decide what is the highest route for you to take. You guys are experiencing some kind of an internal awakening, and that is going to ripple out in the world. Eventually it's changing your vibration, and you in the future are deciding to leave something behind. And I feel like you know that you're always going to kind of wrestle with this decision, or you're always going to have memories or thoughts about this person or this situation, but that you know you need to make a decision. And I feel like that's actually your advice. You have 2 major arcana cards coming out for your advice and the reasons why here. And this is Taurus Cancer energy. Both of them are they are kind of traditional energies, but really here, again, we see this duality come in with the Chariot, these 2 households. Okay, I just heard the Romeo and Juliet. 2 households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. A piteous piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. Their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage. But something not could remove is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage. The which of you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. So this is ancient. This is ancient. It's archetypical. I feel like this comes from past lives, and it's all playing out. This energy from past lives is playing out in your intuition. And, you know, I always get drawn to this cross here on her chest, the intersection of heaven and earth, the intersection of masculine and feminine. So you guys are actually, through your intuition, in the month of February, you are gaining a lot of clarity, and it feels like you're holding back. And then after this, you're getting ready to springboard here because you're breaking with tradition. Okay, so this is like something that could be several lifetimes old, right? And it just feels like something about this can't really come together. It can't really be reconciled. So the retrograde is actually bringing in a lot of thoughts about this. And for some of you, this is bringing in, I'm hearing, bring me a higher love. So it's bringing in a higher love, but I feel like this is friends, community. This is focused on your vibration. You guys have the Hermit card coming out for your card. So you are doing a ton of reflecting, and you are thinking about your past. You're thinking about some kind of experience that you've had, and I feel like you're doing this in an alone kind of a way. So there's something here, and I've been getting this energy in some readings where it's the feeling of like you have some kind of divine connection, right? But then why do you feel so alone? Why are you alone? And you're looking that in the face, but you're doing that through looking inside, looking internally and looking in your heart. And you're understanding that it has to do with vibration. This looks like atoms circling around each other to me. And you know, when you learn about the periodic table, elements they are elements, right? They interact with each other because they are what they are, and they have whatever reaction they're going to have. Again, okay, there's a lot of chemistry here, right? This alchemist energy. So you guys are taking personal responsibility here with the Hermit card. I feel like you are owning your part in it. You're realizing that the only person you have power over is you, and you've decided to pull back in order to kind of get a handle on that in your life. You're starting to get real with yourself. You're starting to look at yourself and saying, what's my part in this? Because I can't change other people. I don't have the power to do that. I know that this is going round and around and around because it's a conflict cycle, right? Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm getting this I think it's weird. Weird is the new black. And weird with a Y. She's a reader here on YouTube, and in one of her readings, I remember her explaining this triangle. It's a psychology triangle of the victim, the manipulator, and the rescuer. And if you were at any point on that triangle, you at other points in time inhabit the other points on the triangle. A lot of you guys, you're just getting really, really real with yourself here, and you're saying, "I know I'm not innocent. And I'm ready to change, and I want to be in a new vibration, and I need to leave something behind in order to do that. I just need to drop it for now, even if it's just in a mental space." And you guys there's a lot of communal energy around this, even if it's just in your mind or thinking about the new life that you want to build for yourself and your ultimate joy and your ultimate happiness. You want to find your people, and you don't want it to be in a mental space. You don't want relationships where you feel such a strong connection, but at the end of the day, you're alone. You go home and you're in bed alone, and and maybe it is helping you to grow internally, but I feel like you guys are really trying to bring some joy into your life. And that's something that you are really looking at. And there's something about manifestation here with this Hermit card. What am I manifesting? I feel like you guys are in a high vibrational manifesting energy. Some of you guys have Mercury retrograde in your birth chart, and this is giving you power in some way. And for some of you, your Mercury is in an earth sign, or possibly in Sagittarius. But you are a highly, highly intuitive people, pile number one, and that is really being showcased here. So your hopes and fears is that there's going to be some kind of conflict. I think some of you guys are secretly afraid that you're never going to feel fully whole and fully at peace with whatever decision this is, but you also understand that this has been draining you, pulling on you, holding you back in some way. And so part of you is just like, you want to hand it over to the universe, Lady Karma, Yeah, so you guys are afraid of some kind of conflict, and this could be within a group of people because you guys are coming up into lion energy is honestly what I'm getting. I'm hearing Purvabhadra. So that's the energy that you guys are trying to embrace, where some of you are considering charitable activities, you are in positions of power, or you want to be, and that's what you're considering. And this honestly feels like it's a big test, and it's all kind of culminating from your past life, which is the energy of Purvabhadra, where it's almost like if you choose to walk away from something, that's how you get your happiness, your total happiness. And that has that feel to it in this pile. And it's also, you guys you're building, or this pile is very intuitive, has a strong, magical, intuitive kind of ability. You're strong manifestors, and you know what? That's what you're realizing. Oh, you know what? That's what you're realizing in the month of February, that you're holding yourself back. Because this pile is strong manifestors. Very powerful, very potent. And that's what I feel like we're getting with this alchemist, is that you have decided to be in the driver's seat of this. Yeah. Yes. Some of you guys, this has to do with, you're re-examining a lot of things, like especially food, and also like your finances and what you're doing with that. Some of you guys, this has to do with your family of origin, and you're thinking on this, or you're repairing this. But at the same time, you're not sacrificing yourselves anymore. Okay, there's higher vibrational sacrifices. That's what Purvabhadra is, because that's Jesus being tested in the desert, right? Which thing to sacrifice. And this martyr energy is what you're moving away from, or you're being asked to move away from. Stop sacrificing yourself on an altar that isn't ultimately paying out for you. So a lot of you guys, and I'm hearing this, if you believe in twin flames, if you take care, if you focus on yourself, some of you guys are thinking too much about the other, and they're not your business. You're your business. It's the same thing. You have no power over other people. That's not a place of power. And so there's some kind of discrepancy here, and you need to decide to let that person go and to focus on yourself. And ironically and paradoxically, that's going to help shift and change the situation. This Cancer energy is like, this is stop sacrificing yourself, because that's what you were taught in your home life. A lot of you guys, this has to do with a mother figure in your life with this High Priestess energy. And being trapped in a home of some kind, like you're just busting free, you're breaking out, and you are transforming your base motives and goals into golden wisdom. A lot of you guys are getting in touch with your root chakra, and you are realizing how holy those impulses are, because you always are going to have a loyalty, romance and chivalry, a love of honor, but you're realizing where you throw that loyalty is actually very important. So I want to Oh, excuse me. I want to read this card, Her Grace. The goddess is awakening within your life. It may be within your own body, within a sensual deepening of a relationship with your own body or with the body of another, through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature, to swim, and to collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight gazing at the stars. Let her reach you. She is calling to you from ancient times. Calling you to allow her more deeply into your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. She is coming to life for you. Whether man or woman in your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. This oracle brings you a message. There is a woman who brings a divine blessing into your life, who is trying to connect with you more deeply. This blessing may be one that is obvious or one that is hidden in a challenge. The woman may be your own body if you are a female, or your own inner feminine if you are a male. It may be a spiritual or physical being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, or your dearest friend. It may be a woman as yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you're growing. You are entering into the feminine temples of wisdom and finding a home there. Yes, this has a lot of divine feminine energy in it. Again, where you're holding yourself back, you're doing a lot more intuitive kind of work here. Okay, and I want to say this because I feel like there's this something about the divine feminine and sacrifice, what needs to be sacrificed. Okay, I have this theory about sacrifice and submission, and I would like to share it with you. There's a Buddhist quote about forgiveness that says, "Forgiveness is the fragrance of that is released when the lilac is crushed by the heel," or something like that. And we have all this science energy, right? Where what it's describing is a chemical reaction. When those cell walls of the flower get crushed down, the fragrance is just naturally released. It is like an if-then statement, right? If this happens, then this happens. And it's not something you have to think about. There's something about this feminine energy or everything falling into place where if you reach this kind of vibration, right? If you hit this energy, then everything naturally falls into place. With submission and this martyr energy and this divine feminine energy, right? Because a lot of occult practices talk about like the submission of the divine feminine to the divine masculine. I feel like that is it's not something you can force. It's a almost natural process when you respect someone, when someone's around, when you trust the way that their mind works, when you want to ask someone's advice for something, then you naturally prostrate or submit to something when you know it has value and it brings something higher for you. This is a situation that you're not sure that it's bringing something for you. It has in the past and possibly past lives, and you're feeling the echo of that energy. But it's been at the cost of your own intuition and your own just self-expression. You have been somehow chaining that to something. And in so doing, you've been holding yourself back. You've been too afraid to move, too afraid to make some kind of a decision. But this is all about this internal work before a great movement and breaking away from some kind of tradition here. Yeah, some of you guys have been defending some kind of traditional way of being. And you're really wanting to expand. And if you let go of this and you follow your intuition and you nurture this divine feminine energy and you pay attention of the messages that the universe is trying to give you, you're going to get this Ace of Cups energy. And it's going to heal this toxic kind of sneaky energy from the inside. There's something here that, I think you guys are coming to realize that there's a situation you want movement in, and it's not going to move. If the conditions were right, you guys would have come together. So something does need to move. It's not the proper time or place, if that makes sense. So this is a very internal month for you guys, very philosophical. You're developing your own philosophy on things. This came up in another reading. I think it was the Kudos from Spirit, pile number 1, where the whole message to that pile was that, the traditions of our religions, right, our patriarchal religions, they're more like leg braces. I always think about the scene in Forrest Gump where it's that run, Forrest, run scene where he has the leg braces on and then he starts running and the leg braces fall apart and he realizes that his bones have healed and that he he can run on his own. That's what religion is to me. But when you embrace this Sagittarius energy, this Jupiter energy, again, where you have to move away from your family, and family is deeply tied to traditions, our familial traditions, our religious traditions, where you are actually, you burst through a threshold, and that threshold is this energy that we keep getting, that Jesha energy, that Gandanta point, a big, huge reckoning, and especially emotional reckoning, things that have deep in there. I'm getting like a clogged pore, something that's been clogged for just a really, really long time, you know? And you finally have punctured a new threshold, a new way of being. I'm hearing that Albert Einstein quote, problems cannot be solved on the same energetic vibration that created them. So you guys you're not being held to the same traditions. And it's telling you to trust in this divine feminine, because you're at a very intuitive place in your journey. And you guys are getting a lot of messages here with this Mercury retrograde. It's happening internally. And if you are quiet and silent, if you definitely consider having a meditation practice in the month of February, because you're going to get a lot of information, a lot of downloads as to which way you want to move in your life. And a lot of that, you're not actually confused about it. The only thing you're confused about is your higher philosophy, what you want to choose for yourself. Because I feel like you guys are people who can see beauty in a lot of different things and a lot of different paths, but you're just like, I want to know which one fits me. And then you're going to pick that, and it's going to give you some direction in life. And Sagittarius is all about that base will and the higher self. And you're transforming these base motives into golden wisdom. So something about that. So let's see how that could show up in your life here. There's something here too about in the past, like there was a love connection, right? This is cups energy, emotional energy, but you're looking at this very practically. You're looking at why this isn't coming together on the material world, why there's no reconciliation. Funny enough, I think this might lead to a reconciliation. This devil card keeps coming out, you guys. There is a soul contract here. Strong, like binding kind of an energy. Okay, so this to me is almost the energy of Uttara Ashada, which is the only energy in the zodiac without a counterpart, and it's all about overcoming the base nature and the base will. So there's something about your lower chakras and your lower natures. Some of you guys are really throwing yourself into work. Doubt. Okay, yeah, some of you guys are really doubting a love situation. You're doubting a love connection. And adversity, I accept the challenges that are the best way to learn. You know, Saturn is the adversary, and you have Saturn showing up here with this devil card. So there's just some kind of adversarial energy or an adversarial voice. Oh, look, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. You literally have the energy of indecision, and you have the energy of intuition. So it's really telling that you can trust your intuition on this, because you're in a place where you're raw and you're getting really real and you're not lying to yourself. You're not in any kind of Neptunian state at all. So this is a very philosophical energy, and I feel like that, like just what I said, you guys are really, you're not taking any forward action in the material world, although a lot of you guys might be working. I feel like if you're working, for those of you where like this is possible, I think that you're going to be spending a lot of time in silence. You're kind of just putting your head down, and you're doing a lot of just like the daily grind, and in so doing, you're having a lot of mental energy that's actually bringing things up, like what about this, what about that, what about that. For some of you guys, there is a woman here who is very wise with the High Priestess, and it's really the engine that is helping to, and this person could be different from you in some way, but this is a very intuitive person that trusts their intuition very, very strongly. This person could be Hasta. They could have some Hasta energy, which is the moon ruled nakshatra in the middle of Virgo, and they're very protective, kind of a mother figure that is around you, or you are tapping into that side of yourself, or you're reflecting on your own mother who had those kind of qualities. But there's a sense of getting in touch with the divine feminine, and I feel like that's kind of going to come to fruition. But you are, at the end of the day, you are choosing to leave something behind here at the end of the month. And it feels like a spiritual transition. This feels like a big month for you guys spiritually. What else can you tell me about this? Some of you guys might be really busy at work, but I just feel like there's still somehow a lot of like thinking going on. Some of you are building like work relationships and friendships in this during this time. Yeah, you guys are just, you're moving away from this very stuck traditional energy. And it's not easy. It's really not easy. And you're fantasizing a lot about how things could be. So yeah, I keep wanting to find some action for you here, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty internal month for you guys. So that's what I have for you, pile number one. Don't forget that your advice with this Chariot is to figure out what it is that you want. This is like all about developing your own willpower here. Yeah, so I think that's all I'm getting for you guys. Anyways, if you are a patron, thank you so much for your support. You guys already know what you do for me. And if you guys are just watching on my channel, thank you again. And please consider like, commenting, and subscribing. Bye, guys. Okay, pile number two. Some of you guys maybe want to watch pile number one because I don't want to lie to you. I shuffled this and it was the cards that came out were very similar to pile number one. And I felt like with only 3 piles, we needed a new message. So some of you guys might want to watch that if you were drawn there. But I'm getting a ton of Virgo energy coming through in this pile. We got the King of Pentacles, Virgo, the Hermit. Okay, so some of you guys, your month of February centers around this King of Pentacles, whether this is you or whether this is someone else. And the King of Pentacles is someone very stable. This could be a husband or a father, but there's been some kind of painful energy here. And Virgo energy deals with our habits, our routines, our daily activities. So I find that you are kind of keeping your habits, routines, your daily activities. You guys seem stable and abundant and strong here. And some of you guys are maintaining this position because there has been some kind of painful ending or betrayal here in your past. And I feel like the month of February, there's something quite obvious about a big change of fate and a big change of fortune that's coming through with this Wheel of Fortune. And it could have come along very, very suddenly here, but I'm just noticing this guy that's like completely falling off of this. And so you just feel like, I'm hearing that London Bridges song, shake 'em up like salt and pepper, salt and pepper. So you guys are just like, you feel like you're just getting all shook up by fate here. And so, and a lot of this has you thinking about your future and possibly being alone. So some of you guys, you're standing strong, but there's a sense that you know there's a new beginning coming, and you know that there's some kind of shakeup possibly happening with your routines. A lot of you guys are in your head thinking about what people are going to say and feeling like you need to kind of defend yourself. And actually, I feel that is something that's valid, honestly. I do feel like you have hidden enemies kind of in your midst. And so if you're hearing their voices pop up, that's something that you're kind of dealing with. With the Knight of Cups, I'm feeling this kind of like Pisces energy come through here, because Virgo Pisces is forming an axis. So some of you guys, you're looking towards your future and you're considering whether or not you're going to have some kind of financial loss here. I kind of feel like things are going to be okay. You know you need to take some kind of action. You know that you need to move forward here. But you're of two minds of how to do that in the month of February. So it feels like in the month of February, you guys get dealt a hand here with the Wheel of Fortune, where things get really shaken up, and you are holding it together, especially on the outside, because there's some people where it's like you don't want them to see you sweat. And you know that you're going to need to come out strong with whatever new beginning this is. You don't want to show any weakness, and you want there to be a lot of momentum. Even if you feel like you're having some kind of low self-esteem around a decision that you're making and you're not quite sure, and you are worried about the voices of people who don't like you or don't see value in you and want to just pick at you, then I feel like you're keeping things, you're processing very internally here. There's something about a home situation, maybe a home renovation. This change could happen around your home. This could be like a home renovation or something like that. But it is causing you some kind of burden, but you know it's gonna be over soon. You guys are in heavy defensive energy for the month of February, and part of you wants to know that you can show out and like come out on top. So I feel like part of this is like you owning your own strength here, if that makes any sense. I'm really getting the energy of Purva Falguni, so maybe some of you guys have that in your chart, or you're just drawing upon that energy. It's the energy of the bull, and the bull in the zodiac, really the only thing that'll challenge the bull is the tiger, the male tiger, which is Vishaka. And a lot of times these Purva Falguni, Vishaka types don't really find each other running in the same kinds of circles. But Purva Falguni is somebody who's like very family oriented, very social, has a lot of abundance, that kind of thing. And with this bull energy, it's like it's very steadfast and very strong. And it feels like you guys are the master of your own ship here. You're the master of your own desires, and you're very warm, loving people. And you want, it seems like maybe people around you have just been picking at that for some reason. But yeah, so yeah, part of you wants to know that you can just like hold your own, defend yourself, that kind of thing. And I feel like you're having the chance to prove that to you and to other people in the month of February. There is a big challenge that's coming up around this King of Pentacles energy. I feel like if this is a person in your life, you would know who this is. And this person I feel like is very giving, very stable, very giving. And you're thinking a lot about this person. Maybe you have to think about some kind of health care. But with this Hermit energy coming out in the future, this is the energy of Mercury, and Mercury exalts in Virgo. We also have a Mercury retrograde coming up at January 30th. So that's very, very interesting. I don't know why I'm kind of getting this being a very friendly Mercury retrograde for some people, even if it doesn't feel like it. Maybe it feels like your own thoughts are your own worst enemy sometimes, but it's serving you because God, I feel like, is actually stepping in and speaking to you through your thoughts and through action. So if you start to notice that there's certain people's voices that you're hearing in your head that are tearing you down, it's something to pay attention to. But I feel like whatever this is, you are paying attention to some kind of details here. And that's important. Some of you guys, this has to do with like the deed of a house or something, and you need to be paying attention to certain contracts because you have a very loving spirit. This has, I'm getting the energy of like Mufasa and Scar, where you are showing up as Mufasa, someone who's a true alpha, who's a true leader. You uplift people. You're a pack builder. You uplift the energy in the room, where some people are threatened by that energy and they try to kind of tear you down. Thinking that if they can poke at you, that somehow that makes them bigger. Of course, that doesn't really work. But look at this Empress energy coming out. I'm getting an old man and a young woman. So for some of you guys, like there's an old man and a young woman kind of in your future. The young woman, I feel like, has been wounded in some way, but she's very proud and she is very beautiful. So some of you guys, this is like a Falguni connection, Purva Falguni and Uttara Falguni. There could be an inheritance. There could be an inheritance that you need to figure out here in the future, and it could be very sudden. So your fortune could change. Some of you guys are going to get an inheritance. And some of you, it has to do with a house. Like, I don't know what this is. If somebody obviously could have passed away and left you something in their will, and then you need to like make some renovations on a house in order to sell it, and it's causing you a lot of burden. And but there's some fine lines with the detail here. Some of you guys could come into actually a lot of money, but it's because of a painful ending here in the past. So yeah, you guys are dreaming and fantasizing here about the future with this Knight of Cups energy, but I feel like whatever this is that you're trying to manifest for your future, it's intimately rooted into the fine details of a contract here. So, and this, I'm seeing like also to look at something from a higher perspective, and you are being divinely guided by the universe, because this is the energy to lean into, this Virgo and this God energy. So paying attention to the details with Virgo here, being very helpful, paying attention to your routines and habits. I feel like something big happens, and so it's like telling you to stick to your routines, and it'll help you get through that time. Like, you know, make sure you get out of bed at the same time and still have breakfast and drink your water and all that stuff, and it'll help you. Taking care of your physical body will do that. Also, maybe there's something to do with small animals. Some of you guys have to put an animal down, or you inherit an animal. I'm not getting for all of you. Okay. Or maybe some of you are moving in with someone. I just feel like this has to do with assets, material assets, the material world, maybe possibly a mother or a father, and it's deeply impacting you. You know that you need to merge something together. Your life has hit this Wheel of Fortune moment where you are actually expanding in some way, but there has been a decided ending here. And I feel like you're headed into a new life cycle that actually has a lot to do with your own destiny, and you are just chomping at the bit to move towards it here, but there is some kind of decision that needs to be made, and you could feel yourself pulled in two directions. So with this God, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. There is something about enemies here, and it could be over a contract or something, or somebody's just picking at you. And I feel like you guys have it in you to be the higher perspective. It's almost like just let people be in whatever energy they're in, and you don't need to worry about them. You know, you can be in whatever energy that you are in, and then start dreaming about the future here with this Knight of Cups card. You're gonna start manifesting things. Yeah, I feel like you guys are doing a lot of work towards your dreams, but it's like it's also tinted with grief here. Pile number 2. There's some sense of loss here, but you do have a new beginning, and whatever this is, it's deeply tied to your own destiny here. Some of you guys, it's like it has a feel of like losing out emotionally, but gaining something in the material world, and you needing to like get on board with that or something. Some of you guys could have trouble sleeping, which is, again, might be why we have this Virgo card. If some of you guys go to like natural healers or something, or like an acupuncturist or like a holistic doctor or something like that, that can just be like, get you on track, get you plumbed, get your system plumbed, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Or you just need like a really bossy aunt, you know, to be like, are you eating your breakfast? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, this has a sense of liberation to it here as well. Expansion and liberation, but there it feels like in February there's some defense you need to play, and the fine details here. So your advice that's coming out, you have the 3 of Wands, and then you also have the 9 of Wands. There's a sense of like allowing, like Spirit has your back. Somebody is watching your back here. Or there's a need to watch your back. I feel like it's something here. You've been protected, or there is. Okay, so I do feel like Spirit's putting protections around you. God is talking to you definitely through your thoughts with this Virgo energy. Some of you guys through your hands. And also this is a really good one to do where you're merging, and any cross body exercises. So maybe in your routines, you want to do some like cross body stretching. I know this is very specific, but I feel like it's just going to get your right and left brain kind of working together. Because it almost feels like there's a big thing that happens and it's hard for you to maintain your focus and your attention because you're focused on that big thing. But it's also, there's something here that's requiring you to pay attention to the details. And so it's important that you are eating proper, getting your sleep, those kinds of things. You know what? Just go grab some granola bars and stick it in your purse right now. Because you are moving forward. It feels like your life's getting ready to just take off with the Ace of Rods. This is also huge intuitive energy. There's something very strongly intuitive that's coming through. And there's also something about your hands. I don't know, wash your hands, but then also moisturize your hands. I'm not really sure what I'm hearing here, but some of you guys are grieving and you're looking back and you're thinking about something here. I just feel like there's something about a house and movement, renovations, something that's all somehow all new to you, and it's like, it feels like renovations, honestly, or something. And it might feel like there's people around you. Okay. I'm feeling a strong warning that there's something here you need to watch out for. With this shapeshifter and guide energy, places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So there's something here where it's like you have no choice but to focus on some kind of financial gain, and people are motivated by that in some way. So it's like, it kind of is telling you that you need to boss up, and I think you are doing that with the King of Pentacles here in the middle. Like, don't just trust someone. You know what I mean? Don't just trust someone. With the Hermit and the Empress card, get a professional involved, and you might have really good luck with a female. I don't know if there's like some kind of choice that you need to make between two people. I think there's some kind of female professional, or someone who has a strong feminine energy, or somebody who makes things. But some of you guys are working with like a house designer or something that pays attention to the details, but this person's really going to be an advocate for you. This person could have even known this King of Pentacles person that's in your life. I know it's very specific, but there is someone around you who is definitely trying to get something out of the situation and will project any image that serves their personal agenda in the moment. So, and they could be, maybe this person, I feel like you guys kind of get that. So we also have child orphan here, and we also have father. So there's a feeling of, and then we had scribe, again, more Virgo energy. Okay, so I want to read these because I feel like I'm just getting the same messages over and over again. But it feels like there's some movement in your material space and that you're working really, really hard on that in some way. And it's repetitive, but it is going to pay off for you. What do I do with that? Okay, so the Woman of Light just popped out. And I don't usually like to take jumpers, but I thought I would. So, oh, wow. This just says that you will have an awakened being be in your presence. So I'm wondering if this is you or this is this feminine energy. Like there's somebody who's, I feel like, sent in to help you, but it's hard because there's also people around you who are snakes. But I do feel like maybe this is you. So I'm actually not going to read that because I feel like I summed that up pretty well. But okay, let's read this Sacred Convergence. There is a coming together happening within your body and soul, a unification of all that is within you. This is akin to traveling to a strange land, as all sorts of new sensations, not all welcome at first, begin to make themselves known to you. If you are experiencing discomfort within your own body or uncertainty and a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, then you are conscious of the sacred convergence. It's like two worlds or more colliding. If you are sensitive, you will feel it happening as an important event without necessarily having a physical situation to attribute the experience to or upon which to hang an explanation. You may also be encouraging this in a very physical sense by finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. You may be meeting people and thrown into relationship with with them, apparently more by circumstance than by your own conscious choosing. This is a meeting of you with your shadow and something to rejoice in, even if it is uncomfortable at times. Be gentle and loving with yourself and kindly seek to find the beauty in what you are learning about yourself and your interactions and experiences. You are a wise soul, seeking to know yourself rather than judge others. Remember your divine perfection as you are thrilled and challenged in this time of great growth. You are guided to be curious, as though traveling to a foreign land and remaining open to experiencing its treasures. This oracle holds a message for you. A deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. Any discontent, struggle, anxiety, or fear is a subconscious recognition of this. Don't worry, you are a unique plant in a divine garden. You don't have to know what plant you are in order to grow. You just need to live each day, and growth happens naturally. Then you can see over time the beauty of your true nature revealing itself to you. It will be a revelation to be relished. And then I can't help but notice the temple is at the bottom here, and the body is your temple, and then also the temple being like a house or a dwelling. So there's something about that. And it keeps calling in things like to the body, which I feel like it's why it's telling you to take care of yourself, because otherwise I think that something might happen with your body, not like in a super scary way, but I don't know, some of you guys, like if you don't keep your blood sugar up, like your period's gonna get all out of whack if you menstruate, that kind of thing, you just don't need that in your life right now, I feel. Yeah, so and again, I'm not a doctor, and for those of you who have really, especially if your doctor's like a lady or very feminine or very holistic in their approach, I just feel like they'll have really good advice for you during this time to help keep you kind of on track. So you are actually a divine being is what this is saying. And so some people are going to try to come in and test you and shake your energy, but it's actually I'm just seeing like somebody throwing pebbles at like a giant, you just don't have to worry about it. So the energy to move away from is Uranus and Saboteur. Induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. You don't have to play this tit for tat game, but you do need to be aware and stand in your Empress energy, stand in this King of Pentacles energy where you're just really, really strong. It's not a competition. Uranus is very unexpected. So you have the King of Pentacles coming out, which is almost the opposite of this Uranus kind of energy. You don't have to make fast decisions. If someone's trying to push you into a fast decision, let that be a red flag that nope, I'm going to actually, I have a real estate agent I'm going to call my accountant, I'm going to call my lawyer, somebody that's a professional in order to help this through. And it's don't jump the gun, handle what needs to be handled. And then you're going to have this amazing new beginning kind of coming through here. Yeah. Some of you, this is interesting energy because this is Venus in Virgo, and Venus debilitates in Virgo. So some of you guys, it's you might be spending some time alone and you're not really worried about your appearance or something in the future because you're having a new beginning. Some of you guys are ready to have an adventure or something, and you're not worried about this. Some of you guys, you're making the choice to leave someone, a divorce, and maybe there was a betrayal in the past where this person cheated on you, and so you're of two minds of how you want to move forward. But there is a new beginning for you, and just I don't know what else I can say for this, but I feel like there's something else. What else needs to be said here? Because I feel like there's something else that I need to say that I haven't said. What am I missing? Don't shy away from conflict either. Don't shy away from conflict. There's be strong in the way that you communicate. That's something that's coming through. Look at this from both perspectives. Definitely don't rush this situation. There is a possibility that you're worried about some kind of financial loss here in the future. And that you're going to have to start all over. And I feel like there's fear and excitement and you're torn about that. It's telling you not to make any rash decisions. Some of you guys are very nervous about this, but you have the potential to stay very calm, and I feel like that's kind of what it's telling you to do. And like, defend yourself, defend your space, defend your boundaries. Yeah, there's some kind of sneaky energy here where, yeah, there's like a conflict. And where, you know, like there's a part, I feel like you guys are very high vibrational, and I feel like there's a part of you that just feels like there's not going to be a winner to this conflict. But you still need to do it because you need to defend something. And you might have seen this coming for a really long time, and you know that there's a choice that needs to be made. Maybe this has to do with a mother and a child, and there's been a lot of secrets, but it's like the time is now. The time is absolutely now to make some kind of decisions. Some of you, this is a divorce settlement, or this is like a will or something, but there's paperwork involved, and it's telling you not to shy away, to hold your ground, hold your defenses, and trust yourself here. I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's going to be a female who's very smart and a professional par excellence is what I just heard, and whatever it is that she's doing. Oh, for some of you guys, it's a mother. It's like your own mother or something is a hidden enemy. And I feel like it's telling you to bring in a professional to deal with it. If you need it, like a negotiator, but you're going to have to stand up to this person. Oh man, that's tough. And you just have to trust. Trust. For some of you guys, it is telling you like this could be someone very close to you, like your own mother, that is a hidden enemy in this situation, or somebody who's like doesn't have this person's well-being at heart here, and you might need to bring in like a professional and then trust that person's judgment, or trust them to do their job basically in this scenario. There's a betrayal here, you guys. There's a betrayal, and there's a sense that you don't know who to trust, and you don't know what people's motivators are. This could be a gold digger energy as well, where you feel like somebody is not really caring. Like if this is a will kind of a situation, you feel like maybe there's a woman around who is not actually, if this is like a father with the King of Pentacles, like there's a woman around who doesn't have this person's best interest at heart, that's just worried about their inheritance, that's just worried about the house and upkeeping something here. And this person tries to play people for fools. But it's like, I feel like you have love for this person that's doing this, and so you're pulled in two directions. Maybe you haven't seen this person in a while either, and then all of a sudden they kind of come back. There is some sneaky energy going on. And it's around a loss. So I feel like emotions are high. And there's a loss or some kind of pain or grievance or being left out in the cold because of a betrayal here. And there's just some kind of sneaky motive. Look, you got the 7 of Cups here. And so it's requiring you, okay, this is it. This is it. This is why we have this Virgo Pisces axis, because I feel like some of you guys are worried that you could lose money. Pisces rules losses, and it also rules like isolated spaces, you know, like hospitals and things like that. Somebody could be in a hospital getting medical care, but there's a need for you to depart from emotional decisions in order to make clear, level-headed decisions. And some of you guys are having a lot of anxiety around this. You don't really know who to trust because there's a really strong relationship here, and this person, you're getting betrayal signals off of this person. Look at this. And I feel like it's, for some of you guys, this is a mother or that energy. A wife, a mother. And you're going to have to look at this person objectively and stick to your guns and possibly hire a professional to advocate for you on your behalf, because I just feel like there's something here in the cards where Spirit's like, you need to take care of yourself through this process. So... and I do feel like there's going to be a woman that comes in to help you. Yeah, that was coming through in the first pile too. Women are out here being benevolent in the month of February. So if you're in trouble, find a woman and run up to her. kidding. I'm kidding. We're in a pandemic. Don't run up to anybody. So yeah, there is, you're nearing the end though, pile number 2. This is like a final hurrah. This is like, you know, your resilience is being tested and you need to hold your boundaries in order for, you're getting some kind of messaging in here. Pay attention to the messages that you're giving or that you're getting from things. Don't excuse anything. Don't excuse anything. Look at it. And if you need to, hire someone who looks at whatever this situation is for a living and can help you just shoot real straight. Oh yeah, because you have guide. You have guide and a teacher. Yeah. Okay. So somebody here has very nefarious goals. Anyways, I feel like I've talked to you guys for long enough, but that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. Please take care of yourselves, drink a lot of water, and thank you for being a friend. I don't know why I want to sing that, but I feel like some of you guys, there's like a woman that you can talk to about this. So anyways, I think I'll leave that there. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you guys are watching this early release on Patreon, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, what's coming in the month of February? So whenever I was shuffling, I got this song from Carrie Hilson, and it's called Energy, and it's old, but it's like, I wish I could rip out a page of my memory because I put too much energy in him and me. Yeah, it's, the whole song is just about, this ain't how it's supposed to be. This is, you know, I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? I don't want us to be the end of me. This love is taking all of my energy. So it's like, you guys are, maybe you guys want to watch pile number 1. Somebody in the comment section said a while ago, has anyone ever noticed that there's like one main pile and then there's like kind of 2 branches of it? And I feel like this is definitely one of those readings because I'm seeing it very clear. So you guys might want to watch pile number 1 as well. But I feel like you guys you're focused on your energy. In the past, you guys were really growing. You were very expansive. You could have done a lot of traveling, and you were getting a lot of messages for some of you guys. You were thinking about traveling, that kind of thing, and you've been working towards your goals. So for a lot of you guys, you still are working towards your goals because you have the star card coming out just right here, front and center as the whole reading. So you guys are thinking about your purpose. I feel like a lot of you are sensing like a sense of hope and renewal and fertility in something. But I always notice the 1 and the 7 for this, like, which is the self other axis, Aries and Libra. And Aries rules the head, and 7 rules the other. So that's that energy song. And you also have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So you guys are in a lot of air energy. Look, the Empress. It's like you guys know that you're the Empress. You know that you deserve something. You know that you're growing something as well. This pile, you guys have been working towards your own goals. You've been making a lot of progress. It feels like you're nearing something. You're headed for a lot of financial success in the future. And I just want you to know, you guys are manifesting a divine relationship with this King of Pentacles type of person in the future. Somebody who's very laid back, very like has this kind of very self-satisfied feel about them. Someone who's very well read, very powerful. This person could make their money in some kind of field where they need a lot of knowledge, a lot of book knowledge, a lot of degrees, but this person has built themselves up and is very stable, very financially abundant. And I'm just kind of getting, everybody used to make fun of Steve Jobs because he always wore like New Balance sneakers, but he had all this money. This person has that kind of casual feel. Like you would never know that this person was whoever they are, And I feel like this is a divine relationship and you've been calling this in, but it's not here yet. And I feel like you guys have been realizing that your energy is very tapped because some of you guys have been putting too much energy in him and me. And how can two be as one and become so divided now? There's no use hanging on to the memories, that kind of thing. So the 5 of Cups, a lot of you guys are grieving this, but I just keep seeing written all throughout this reading that you have a high soulmate that's coming in here. And it's almost like you have to hit this place of rock bottom of finally letting go. Spirit knows your heart, right? There's no fooling Spirit. And I'm just going to be really honest, and I'm guilty of this too, but sometimes just the narratives that we have, and sometimes you can see this in the comments too, but these excuses of but I've been doing this and I've been doing that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can fool ourselves all day long. We can try to say that to other people all day long. No, I have been doing that. I have been doing that. It hasn't clicked in though, has it? Because Spirit knows your heart. Spirit knows what energy vibration. Spirit knows, I'm hearing, how low can you go? How low can you go? How low? Whenever people do, what's that thing? I'm seeing it at a skating rink, but I think you don't have to play it there. With the pole that you have to get under. And then they lower the pole. Oh, what is that? I feel what is that? Anyways, you guys know what I mean. You have to keep getting lower and lower and lower. You haven't hit your bottom yet. A lot of you guys are forever hopeful in anything, not just with, your love life. You guys are optimists. You're forever hopeful. You have this very vibrant, potent energy to you that people just love. You bring a lot of joy to the space around you. But part of you is well, what about me though? I know that I'm a little ray of sunshine wherever I go, but what about me? What about my happiness? And some of you guys flat out, you want a family, you want children, you want a stable partner who loves you and is just easygoing and nice to be around and knows things about things and maybe has a cute dog you can play with. And you're going to get that. You're going to get that, pile number 3. And something about February is bringing this up. Some of you guys, like I said, there's a sense of renewal here where you're deciding to cut off your energy from someone else and focus it in and balance this out, because this is the energy that you're moving towards, right? With this Judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Also, just to keep bringing back this Carrie Hilson song. I remember watching an interview with her back in the day, and I was really drawn to her because she's beautiful, right? Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. But she has a very reserved nature about her, especially in love, where she's I'm actually really scared to date people. I'm actually really scared because of who I am. I don't. And I feel you guys could have that energy towards someone where that you have a lot to bring to the table, but because of that, you don't just you feel somebody needs to bring a lot to the table. You don't just date anybody. I actually feel a lot of people are interested in you. People from all over the world, I heard. So a lot of people watch your social media. They're very interested in what you're posting, the messages. You have a really high vibration, pile number 3, super high. And you're always filling up other people's buckets, but part of you, and it's not selfish. I'm here to tell you it's not selfish. Part of you is but where's mine? I just feel there's something here that needs to be severed because it's a drain on your energy and it's something you haven't fully grieved and let go of, but you are doing that in the month of February in order to start moving towards whatever destiny you want. This is you guys showing up as the King of Wands with this lion energy, this Leo energy, right? And I feel like it's a big step because Leo, first of all, rules the heart. And I feel like this has to do with some kind of, love matter. But you guys also, you've been really blessed from a past life. And this is showing up in your creative ability, in your intellect, and your intelligence. And I do feel like your partner, the partner that you're bringing in, this is someone who is very charismatic, but in a pulled back kind of a way. This is someone who has like leadership energy. I'm also getting big D energy for those of you that would apply to. And this person's also very intuitive, like receptive. They pick up on things. They're very adaptable. And this person has made something of themselves. But I feel like this person's very unique and different as well too. I'm also getting the energy of Purvabhadra, which is the Jupiter ruled nakshatra, the height of Jupiter actually on Aquarius and the last one, Pisces. I feel like whenever you meet this person, if you're wondering why is this taking so long, I'm hearing why in God's name. I'm such a great person. My vibration is spotless. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Can you do what you're supposed to do and match my energy, universe, please? It's going to. This person has a big test that they're overcoming. Big test. This person is not arrogant. They're strong but not arrogant, and it takes a while. I'm hearing the diamond in the rough, right? This person could be very entirely self-made. But I'm getting like a coal that has turned into a diamond. The energy of Purvabhadra is like a strong tester kind of an energy. And I feel like this person has to like achieve that, and then they're going to come into your life. And regardless, this is actually a blessing. So the energy that you're actually supposed to be like kind of pulled in on yourself. You're doing a lot of reflecting on love with this 2 and 6 energy, because this is the energy of Venus and the High Priestess. It's also the energy of the Lovers, which we have here somewhere. Yeah, look, the Lovers and the Empress. That's what I'm telling you. You guys are manifesting a divine love, and it's just telling you like it's okay. Allow your grief. I'm getting compost it. Feel it. Allow your heart to break a little bit. Let something go. Fully grieve it. Because the energy that you guys are moving away from is Pluto and this hero-heroine. Because some of you guys, like, you're deep divers, you're detectives. This pile, I just keep seeing your intelligence written all over. And I feel like the universe, they're like, listen, we don't got a lot of these over here, okay? You need someone who can match your intelligence. And I feel like you need a lot of mental stimulation. And this person that you're drawing into your life, somehow in the month of February, you're doing it through cutting a cord, though. And this person knows a lot of things. And they're going to tell you a lot of things. And you are going to love them. But this doesn't just happen overnight. You know what I mean? This person's like right now probably buried under a mountain of books. You couldn't even see him. You'd walk right by him. Because they're just reading their way out. They're like Puff the Magic Dragon, putting some ketchup on some books and eating it. You guys are the same way. You guys are deep divers. You're very internal, and you might have some plutonic energy to you. You are the eternal flame, and you go through these like death processes, but you can, this is what it is. This is what it is. Pile number 3. You guys have this eternal flame and this forever optimism to you. So this is like with this, how low can you go? How low can you go? Like there is something that you need to put to bed. You have to do it because you're just such a natural optimist that without your proper engagement, it's just going to kind of keep going on. So the shadow attribute, escapism and false sense of heroism. I feel like some of you guys have been escaping, doing like finally admitting something to you, or just putting the nail in the coffin, and some of you guys might be getting messages in readings that are like, if it, like, let this person go and see if they come back, or it's not going to come back right now. And you tell yourself that you fully let go of this person, but spirit is saying, you have a strong spirit. You have a strong spirit, pile number 3. And it's like saying that you let go in your mind isn't the same as like your heart actually releasing it. And I feel like there hasn't actually been a release. So it's something you guys are thinking about in February. So if you've been asking yourself, why is this not composting? Why is this not letting go? First of all, you guys are masters of plutonic energy. And I feel like a part of you knows that you haven't that phoenix hasn't fully been reborn. You haven't fully thrown yourself into the fire, into the flames of this in order for it to get reborn here. So functioning dysfunction, but this wheel of fortune is about to flip this, and I feel with the Hierophant, like you're about to meet your forever person. I really do, and meet someone. So I also feel like this pile is very attractive as partners, and people do try to throw themselves in your face. You guys are afraid that you're going to be bored, that you're going to miss out on an opportunity. I just keep seeing these magical cups. It's kind of the point of this deck, I feel, but there's these magical cups. Look, I've never seen this hand before. Someone is coming in to offer you this, and it's everything you've ever wanted. It will be. It will be. And look, she's finally in her grief energy. Some of you guys are going to start feeling a little numb, and you're going to feel a little bit pulled back, a little protected. I've been getting this energy with these piles, and I feel like that's because it's probably some big undercurrent in the collective that you're nearing the final push. I just heard it's crowning. Sorry, this has been a weird reading. This energy that you're trying to birth out, it's crowning. You have this Empress energy here. You guys are calling in a very high love, and you realize that there's some kind of choice that needs to be made here. And I feel like for some of you guys, this could have been a false twin or something. So look, your advice is the Tower card. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Don't like run up a mountain without a coat on or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay to let something crumble, and it's going to hurt and it's going to suck, and that's okay. I don't know why, but I'm getting that movie. It's really old. It's a kid's movie with, I think they were little chipmunks. They were little forest creatures, and their forest got burned down, and they had to go somewhere else and start over. Anyways, the reason is because there's something here that's a fantasy. That energy could prevent you from seeing this soulmate when they walk into your life. So I feel like some of you guys are just feeling bored. It's because I feel like maybe some of you guys, like, you do a lot of travel, you do a lot of expanding, especially in your mind. So maybe read something. Ooh, read some like dirty novels. That's just me. You don't have to do that. Or I don't know. Like, I feel like your mind is kind of bored. Because you're doing the same old, and you're just like running. You feel like you're running out of time. Some of you guys feel like your clock is ticking, kind of a thing. So let me read the Swan energy. I love this deck so much. All right. Gliding with grace, nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is. Sometimes this book says things weird. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from the ego parading. That's what I was getting at. You guys cannot fool spirit. You're eternal optimists. You have a very strong spirit. And I feel like it's all but the very last drop. It's like you've purged everything but the very last bit of hope. And you're like, well, this last bit of hope isn't really doing me any harm, but it is. Oh, but it is. The universe is like, you can fool everyone else. You can tell yourself that all you want. But I'm in here too. And I can see that you haven't fully let this go. Even through the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense the holding within of a core of fearful separation from the divine. With grace, it allows all to be and moves amongst this world with inspiring light and grace. Paramahansa, Great Swan, the soul that moves the souls of others, is reaching to you now. The guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You are blessed by sacred divine relationship, with the essence of love itself that adores you and wants you only to be free. This oracle reaches to you now, indicating that you are held within the grace of a great soul, a teacher of the heart, of the spirit, and there is endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you will be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability in your attainment of the spiritual goals closest to your heart. Be with your practice of love. Through meditation, yoga, kindness, nature, dancing, singing, whatever speaks to your heart, and know that you are at one with the divine, and it's only a matter of time before you realize it. Yes! You guys are deep, you're endless, you have these big, broad minds, and if you're not careful, then that energy, you can almost misuse that mental energy of the mind to tell yourself the things that you want to hear. The mind is so powerful, you guys. Like when people give... I was just reading this the other day, but when people give hypnotic suggestions to okay, well, you're going to quack like a duck and then you're going to take your shirt off or whatever. And whenever those people get asked about it, whenever they take their shirt off, then unless not I'm not trying to make this weird. This is the example that I read. Then whenever the person was asked about it, well, why did you take your shirt off? They were like, I just got so hot. It was so hot in here. So it was to demonstrate, the reason they were using that example is because it's to demonstrate the power of the mind to make to justify, right? Like that was a mental suggestion. They didn't believe that they had a mental suggestion until they played the tape back and they saw the hypnotist give them that mental suggestion. And they were like, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it was burning up. I couldn't keep my shirt on. Like I just couldn't. It was so hot. So that's just what I feel like is going on here. You guys have a very deep and powerful mind going on with this Aquarius Pluto energy. I love this energy, by the way. All the females in my family have this energy. And it's just a very different thinking, broad thinking mind. And I feel like that has kind of gotten in your way of letting go of something. A lot of you guys also give a lot to charity in one way or another. And I feel like that's going to be a big focus for you in February. But there's also a sense of pulling back and feeling the need to protect your energy. That's coming through really, really strong. Look, poet. Some of you guys are very prolific readers. Expresses soul insight in symbolic language. And then we have slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. The divine is pretty much making you do that because you guys are, I feel like you're forces to be reckoned with in this world. And that's something that you, because you have some kind of mission here. And it could have to do with healing. It could have to do with expansion, breaking through barriers, some kind of occult knowledge. But you guys have this big, broad mind and you are bringing in some kind of magical connection. It's just taken a while. I'm hearing your person's not ripe yet. They need to keep growing. Yeah. I just keep hearing that Carrie Hilson song. Like, it just feels like there's a big letting go that needs to happen. And I feel like you have this big, powerful mind that's convinced you that you have let it go or that you've let it go as much as possible, but you always kind of keep this flame going. And look, I just ask if you let it go, what's going to happen? The Ace of Cups. So take this time to really examine these thoughts. And with what we were reading with the swan, it's like it's coming from a fear of ultimately being detached from the divine. This is what I'm about to be very, 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 very honest. This is what we see a lot in the twin flame community, where a lot of them don't trust in the divine. They think they're somehow bigger than the divine, or that they know more than the divine, and that divine path, right? If you watch pile number 1, I talked a little bit there about like submission. I'm going to repeat it here for you because I think that it's important. There's a Buddhist quote that says that it's talking about forgiveness. Forgiveness is what naturally occurs when the flower is crushed by the heel of the foot. And it talks about a scientific process, right? Whenever the cell walls of that flower are broken down, then it naturally releases its fragrance. That's just what happens. If it's an if-then statement, it's a hypothesis, it's a scientific process, right? When this happens, then this is assured to happen. You want to come into union? Guess what? You're not the first person to come into union. This isn't the universe's first rodeo. You have things you need to satisfy. So if you're going around and around and around in circles with someone, it's because there are certain conditions that have not been met, and you don't have control over another person. Each one of you, the seat of power is within your own self. And so I feel like there's been a little bit of a distraction going on between the two of you, where each of you are focused on the other person and you're acting off balance. It's thrown you off your own balance because you haven't been protecting your own energy, It's taken all of my energy. So a lot of you guys, you're just pulling this back. You're making the choice to, a lot of you are divine feminine energies, and you're taking this back. You're pulling in this in your own self. You're investing your energy in your own self. And I'm telling you, that is going to pay off. This is going to get you into a different vibration, and your readings are going to start sounding different if you can do that, because there's something in this equation that needs to get changed. Now, why did I say that thing about the forgiveness? Well, because I think submission and is kind of the same way, right? Like, if you trust somebody and you trust their expertise in something and they tell you what to do, you naturally submit to that person. But it doesn't mean, I don't know, if that person's like a pro at horse racing, and you want to place a bet on a horse, like, you would ask them for their advice. But if you have to go to like a gala, you're not going to ask them for advice with what dress to wear. Do you know what I mean? It's like understanding that it's being able to trust. So when that qualifier of trust is met, then you just naturally submit to someone's advice or the things that they're saying, right? There's a quality here that's not been met. And it's with you. The universe is saying, stop it. Stop escaping away from this and look at it and let it crumble and let your heart break. You want to change this energy. And I feel like you've gotten almost all the way there, but not quite fully there. Also with the Samaritan, this is reminding me of the Osho Zen Tarot deck where there's the trapeze artist and they haven't quite locked, because in trapeze, you have to let go of the bar and then you're flying in the air before the catcher catches your arms. So it's talking about that moment where you completely let go. And that's demonstrating trust in the divine. And you're not going to fool the divine about that. The divine wants you to sever it. And in so doing, you demonstrate your trust in yourself and your trust in the divine, that it knows where you're going. And that's when you're going to start to see something change. Trust that that catcher is there. And I heard catcher in the rye, so I don't know, maybe you guys seem very well read, so I don't know if there's some theme of that book that's resonating for you, but you guys have very, very deep minds, and it's getting in your way somehow. But you're worried that if you're not the one acting on it, if you're not the one doing something about it, then it's going to fall apart. So February for you guys, I feel like, is about taking a back seat. It's about focusing on your charitable endeavors. You guys also need to keep in mind that you're very smart. Your mind gets bored and it starts creating problems for you that aren't there because and I feel like this quarantine might be really hard on you guys in particular because you're used to being movers and shakers. And again, you're always feeding your mind with experiences and travels and being cultured. And it's just sucking. So like, I feel like, falling into this grieving process, and no matter how hard it might be, it's going to shift the vibration. I just keep hearing that Carrie Hilson song. So anyways, yeah, that is what I have. So let's just see. I forgot to do this for pile number 2 till later, but let's see how this is going to show up, and then we'll be done. Whoa. Surrender. This is what this pile's all about, you guys. I can release my need to control. Yeah, I think that's ultimately what this is with this Pluto energy, right? Power and control. And it's so funny because Pluto, right? Hades, there's the river Styx, and then there's the other one like Lethe or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. But and that one, like you get baptized in the river of forgetfulness. And I keep hearing that Carrie Hilson song, I wish I could rip out a page of my memory. This is a past life connection. This was coming out in pile number 1. Yeah, this was a past life connection that you're feeling with this other person. If you to sacrifice something is to make sacred. So if you want to, you guys, I don't mean to yell at you. I'm so sorry. I'm just in this energy. I'm trying to keep it real. I'm trying to keep it honest. You guys have such powerful minds. You would call me on it. You would call me on it if I didn't. Sacrifices to make sacred. You say you want a sacred relationship and you think that you're going to get there without having to sacrifice something that's big and sacred to your heart. This is a false twin flame. Oh, this is a false twin flame. And for some of you, maybe it isn't, but you do need to lay it on the altar, please. I'm hearing lay it on the altar, please. Oh, and it's like a Karen vibe. It's like, lay it on the altar, please. I think you know what you've done here. Yeah, lay it on the altar, please. Yeah, we've been through this. I think you read the sign at the door. Yeah. Like it's that kind of energy that the universe is getting with you guys. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Some of you guys, that's this focus on the other. That's this focus on the other where you're judging the other's path. Why can't this person come towards me? Well, this person has their own things that they're dealing with. And again, it's like, if you change the way that you're relating to that, you're going to change like the whole system. Also, if you pull back, it could give this person, it could free up their own energy to deal with their own things in their life where they need to surrender. Either way, the vibration needs to like get challenged and change. Failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And then growth. So this failure is actually growth. This is like a big, big tower moment. And I feel like you guys are powerful. I keep getting this with pile number 3. You guys are Mahatmas, right? Great soul. Paramahansa. Some of you guys want to read Paramahansa Yogananda. I know you're bored. I can see you're bored in quarantine. So maybe you want to read that. But yeah, it's like you have the power to put off this tower moment. I'm telling you right now you do. You have a very, very strong mind. You guys can navigate your way out of it. You can choose whether or not. That's what this scorpionic energy is. You're going to choose if you're going to be the phoenix throwing yourself into the fire. It's all up to you. But understand when you're choosing the functioning dysfunction, or understand if you're choosing actually to change the vibration of the situation. And this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice. Divine relationship's not for everyone. The word sacred means to sacrifice. But this is all growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And this is only an opportunity to learn for you. Maybe this person comes back. For a lot of you, I feel like it's a different person. And I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to be like, I didn't know they made him like that. I didn't know they made him like that. But here I am with my all-powerful mind. And I got my heart into an open and loving vibration where I don't have to control everything. Because some of you guys, this need to control things is actually very subtle, and it's creeping in a very subtle way, and it's mental. So you almost convince yourself that you're looking at things from all angles, but it's control. It is what it is. It's control. And it's about clicking this into this heart space. And in order to do that, I feel like you guys have to grieve in order to activate this heart space. And then whenever you do, then your mind and your heart are going to be vibrating on the same level. And that's when you're going to pull a person in. And it could be this person or it could be someone else. Either way, this is a strongly divine relationship. You've got the 10 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands out here. You got the Empress, the Lovers. Please. This is a love to end all loves. So, and a lot of you guys crave that here with Pluto and also with this Lovers. In Gemini, there's a strong need to find soulmate, to find other. And you are finally realizing that you just need to get up into this, to feed your own energy back into your own self. So anyways, I've been repeating myself a lot. I'm sorry that I got so testy with you. I hope that you still love me and forgive me. And I also hope that you guys find something to keep these big brains of yours occupied. And I wish you all the best in the future. This is a pile that's on its path. It's on its way to greatness. Greatness, absolute greatness in the spiritual sense, and especially in a divine feminine sense. I feel like you guys in the past have actually mastered masculine energy because you're highly developed mentally. And you're mastering divine feminine energy here. Great soul. You guys have the potential to be great souls in this world. And with the Lovers card, this is such an interesting energy because the Lovers is all about choices, and it's all about choosing our relationships and understanding that our relationships actually build us. And this one that you have has you in this vibration of being defensive, of feeling left out, of just feeling like not so great. And that is the vibration that it has you in. And so there is a need to let it go. And then, something else I wanted to say about this. Look, what you want is also trying to seek you. There's something else I was going to say. Oh, there was this study where like they realized the end result of the study was like the 5 people that are closest to you have a lot of impact on who you are. And that's what the secret, that's what like the real message of the Lovers is that we choose who we are by choosing our relationships and the vibration of those relationships. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like a lot of you guys are bored. You're bored in the month of February. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys are patrons, you already know that I love you, and you already know that I am so appreciative of you guys supporting me in that way. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Bye.